A tavola! Hello, welcome to Tavola. My name is Lucia Giardina Kane. Today it's all about seafood. We're going to make a really nice pistachio-encrusted salmon that we're first going to sear just to get a nice crispy top, and then we're going to finish it off in the oven. And to go along with that, a really nice creamy risotto with shrimp and asparagus. So let's get started with our salmon. And what you can do is, what I've done is I buy them already portioned like this, and they've taken the skin off the bottom. Now these have just been cleaned and patted dry. And so what we're going to do is we're going to first put a little bit of salt and pepper. Okay, just like that. Let's get the pan going here. A little bit of olive oil. Not a lot, just a little, just enough to sear it and make it a nice crispy top. I know a lot of people, they don't like to cook seafood at home. They're like, oh, I always overcook it, or I don't know how to cook it right. This, you're going to see, this is really delicious and really easy. Okay, that's good. Now, what I have over here is some, actually these are panko breadcrumbs. Now, panko, they're Japanese breadcrumbs. I like to use them. They're a little crispier than regular breadcrumbs. You see they're a little lighter in color. They're more white. And I have chopped up some pistachios and mixed them in here with a little garlic powder and a little bit of parsley flakes. And that's what we're going to use as our crust on top of our salmon. But before I do that, I'm going to chop up a little bit of lemongrass, which is a really nice herb. If you haven't worked with it before, it has a very lemony perfume, but the flavor is very light and very fresh. And it's actually a combination, it kind of tastes like a combination of lemon and ginger. So it's really very nice. So we're going to chop up actually enough to put on top of here, and we're going to actually put some in the risotto as well. So I think probably about that much. That ought to do it. And you're going to see that the outer edges here, it's almost like a leek. But this is really tough, but oh, if you could smell that, it smells just like lemon. It's beautiful. It really is. So we want to get these as small as possible, actually. So I'm actually kind of slicing them long ways first. And then just give them a really fine little chop. You can hear how tough they are. You have to have a really sharp knife for this. Okay. Smells wonderful. Then you want to just press it a little bit, and that's just going to release the oils. Okay. All right, so let's get started. So we're going to take our first piece, and we're just going to dredge it in here. Let's get the second one. Go. We'll keep going with these. Then I'm just going to add just a little bit of that lemongrass on top. Actually, this guy needs a little bit more. And you can do that. You can just pat it down because you want it to, you know, adhere to the fish. Okay. Now we'll take a little bit of our lemongrass and sprinkle it on top. Just like that. I didn't want to put it in that mixture because I didn't want to waste it. So, okay. Now our pan is nice and hot, so we're going to give it a sear. We're going to put it face down into your pan. And I don't hear that noise I want to hear. Okay. Now I hear it. Okay. Let's put that aside. And you're just going to saute these just enough to get a nice sear. So let's crank this up a little bit. Okay, I have to take a quick break, but I'll meet you back here in just a few seconds. Welcome back. These are nice and brown and seared. We're going to transfer them over into a baking pan, which I'm going to spray just a little bit of nonstick spray in there. And very carefully now, you want to take them and flip them over. Ah, look at that. Gorgeous. Nice and crispy. That one looks really good too. Okay. All right. And as I said before, I've got an oven preheated here at 425. And we're just going to pop it in here and let it do its thing. Okay, now we can start on our risotto. Let me just move this aside here. For your risotto, I have some chicken stock here. You can, obviously, if you can make it homemade, that's even better, but you can buy it. This is organic chicken broth. And I'm using 2 of these, which they're about 2 quart sizes. And you just want to heat it up. You want it hot. Okay. All right, so we got that going. There. Okay, now, let's talk about the risotto for a minute here. We're going to start out with sauteing some onions. Where's my onion? I had to keep my onion cold because, you know, onions make me cry. So this is the first time that I'm actually going to chop an onion in front of you. So if you see me crying, don't take it personal, okay? All right. We need probably half of this onion, better part of that. We're also going to do a little garlic with this as well. Okay. Yeah, get a little bit more of that skin off. Yeah, now the shallots I've already pre-done because those definitely make me cry. This one, if it's cold enough, I should be okay. All right, let's see. Maybe the key is just to do it fast enough, right? I'm kidding. You don't want to cut your fingers off. Okay, just give that another chop. I like it to be a little finer than this, so. Ah, look at Mommy, no more tears. This is good. Okay, let's get this on with a little olive oil. Okay. Saute these onions in here. Oops, some bigger chunks here. Actually, no, better do it this way. Okay. Make a little mess here. Okay. Now you want to, again, just saute these onions. don't want them to get brown, just translucent. Let's get, actually no, we're going to wait on that garlic. Let's get this going first. While this is going, let's talk about the rice. This is Italian-style rice. It's called arborio rice. And this is really the rice you want for risotto. It's very starchy. You don't rinse this before you cook it. You want that starch in there because that's what's going to give it the creaminess in the risotto. And we're going to use about a cup, maybe a little more than a cup. But again, here's my electric. I'm not used to electric. Okay. Tell you what, I'm going to take a quick break. When I come back, we'll get started on this risotto. Welcome back. You see our onions are getting nice and translucent. I've added 2 tablespoons of butter. Shh, don't tell anybody, but there's a little bit of butter in that. Now we're ready to add our rice. And let's see, that's about a half a cup. Let's do one more of that. I'll do a little bit more. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're just going to, almost like toasting it, just gives it another dimension of flavor. And you're just going to do this for a couple minutes. And then we're going to add the white wine, which is going to really give it, that's what gives it a really nice flavor. Turn that up just a little bit more. Risotto's nice. It's so versatile. I mean, you can put anything in risotto. You can make a mushroom risotto. You can like do a seafood, pretty much anything you want. Just a plain saffron risotto. It's funny, it's really the only thing my dad will eat as far as rice goes. So if you give, he's a pasta man, so if you give him the choice between pasta and rice, it's going to be pasta every time, I guarantee it. Unless it's risotto, then he's okay with that. So I made this dish for my sister and brother-in-law the other night, and it seemed to be a hit. So, okay, that's looking good. Now let's add the wine. And it's a white wine, so we're going to do about a half a cup. Just like that. And you're going to just, you can hear it, let it evaporate. That smells yummy already. And once this evaporates, then we're going to start adding 1 ladle at a time the chicken stock. Get the ladle ready. Okay. Now, risotto is something that you really want to stay nearby. You can do other things, but you want to stay close because as soon as the broth evaporates, you're going to have to add another ladle. Let's add just a little bit more there. Okay. And it's just going to slowly cook this rice. 1 ladle at a time, so to speak. Okay, but while that's going, let's start on our shrimp mixture. So, I've got this on. I think it's on. Yes, it's on. Okay. And I have some shallots here. Yes, that's the noise I want.